Hey everyone, it's Ben with you guys again today. Sorry about taking some time in between making videos. I've been quite busy, but I'm happy to be here with you guys. Happy to share about my experiences of living in Nigeria as an expat or as a foreigner. Today I want to talk about some things that are taboo in the Nigerian culture. And coming as an outsider, not used to the culture, I have my own perspectives of what's taboo in my own culture, but I may be able to give some insights into the Nigerian culture just because I'm able to notice some certain things that Nigerians may not even be aware of. Though they're taking part in these practices, they don't have the benefit of coming from an outside view and looking inwards. So these are just some of my experiences of things that are taboo in the Nigerian culture. I have 6 of them, so let's get started. Number 1 would be eating and giving with the left hand. And that specifically applies to eating when you're eating with your hands, and then giving gifts. And as Westerners coming from Western culture, we're not so used to that. We figure, well, we can give with the right hand, we can give with the left hand, it doesn't really matter. But here, especially in many cultures around the world and in Nigeria, giving with the left hand is seen as your dirty hand or taboo hands. Myself working with the Fulani, I get quite a bit of that. I had to get used to eating with the right hand. I'm a lefty, and so eating with the right hand came as unnatural for me, but especially working with the people group that I'm working with, I had to learn to use my right hand to eat. So yeah, just keep it in your mind, give with the right hand, receive with the right hand. Sometimes you can receive with both hands, especially if it is more of an honor to receive the gift, but definitely give or receive with both hands, or do it with your right hand alone if you're going to use one hand. Number 2, it goes together with that, is neglecting to greet properly. The culture is very big on greeting people and greeting in a way that is respecting the person's position, qualifications, and all of those different things. So to greet is an important part of the relationship you have with someone. And we just kind of say hello, how are you, and that's the end of our greeting. But many cultures have hello, how are you, how's today, how is your family, how are things going, how is the work. The list keeps going on and on in terms of greetings. And then again, different tribes greet in different ways. We have the Fulani, no shamri, no hande, no kude, but they do it over top of each other, and it can get quite complicated to know all the greetings. But definitely greeting is a big part of the culture, and do not neglect to greet. Even if you don't know how to greet properly, make an effort to greet the people. Number 3 is wearing provocative clothing, or clothing that is a little too revealing in a certain setting where you are. It is known throughout the world that Africans like dressing up. The same here in Nigerians like dressing up for the occasion. So if you ever doubt maybe you'll be underdressed for an occasion, always go that extra mile and prepare to be dressed nicely, because Nigerians like dressing nicely. Whether you're going to church, whether you're going to a business meeting, and just a gathering, prepare to dress on the nicer end of things. If there's a spectrum on how you're going to dress, always lean towards dressing in a nicer way, and you'll always be thankful because of it. So do not dress provocatively. lean towards dressing on the nicer side of things, especially as men wearing short knickers or shorts as we call them, going around, especially in the villages and some places it's not too well looked upon. So I'd say generally keep the trousers or pants, longer pants, and then you can wear some sort of collared shirt, dress up shirts, and then women, it is often seen to many places require you to wear head coverings or something, especially if you want to fit into the local population. And so yeah, just dress well, dress to the culture, and dress to impress. Number 4 goes with greeting. It's important that you remember someone's status or recognize their achievements. And here everything is about status. Addressing people as doctor, as a reverend, as an engineer is looked upon as standard practices. And so if you neglect to do those things, it really shows out. Even if someone doesn't have a qualification, you can call them as Mr. or Miss or Ma or Daddy. So there's a whole list of different titles you can use for people. But you don't need to get hung up on the titles. Just remember that those are important. As you come, people will be using various titles for you, especially if you're in some sort of ministry job, or even if you're in the business sphere, people will be using titles for you. So you likewise should be using titles for other people, and try to use them applicably to according to the circumstance. Number 5 is kind of a funny one that I noticed, is not to walk through people's kitchens. Generally not to enter people's bedrooms. I know that in the Western culture that is also looked down upon or frowned upon. But here, my housing setup I had, let me just give you one example. The housing setup that I had, it seems like the front door is the one that passes through the kitchen, just because the way the building is set up. But actually the front door comes along the side and then enters into the common area or the parlor. And so I had Nigerians coming in, and they would always knock on the front door, which you have to pass through the kitchen before you get to the parlor. And I remember Nigerians saying that this house is totally laid out wrong. Why is the front door there? The front door should be on this end. People shouldn't be passing through your kitchen. It's improper, and all these different things. And me, I didn't really think of it as something that is wrong. Maybe it's not the best layout, but I thought it's not that big of a deal. But to my Nigerian colleagues, it was quite a big deal. So there are certain areas that are off limit when you enter into people's houses. Going into the kitchen, if you're not familiar with the house or you're a visitor, is looked down upon. Definitely going into the bedroom is something that is taboo. According to different tribes, many don't want to enter the person's bathroom unless you really know the person well. So it varies, but there are certain rules that we take for granted in the West which are not applicable here. So just ask your friends, ask your family, ask those people around you, and they'll be able to guide you well. And then finally, number 6 I have is not taking food that you're offered. And immediately as you arrive in Nigeria, people want to bring you to their houses and invite you over. And as soon as you get there, they'll offer you drink, some sort of drink, and then also food. And it is expected that when they offer it, we at least try it, say thank you, be appreciative, and try the food. I know this is common in other countries. Here in Nigeria, most people won't ask you before they give you food. They'll just bring the food and expect you to eat it. in the West who will ask, oh, are you hungry? If you're hungry, I can bring something out for you. But here in Nigeria, that's not the case. So just be aware that people will bring you food, even if the food looks unappetizing to you. Just try and take a little, taste it, and you don't have to say it's good, but at least they saw that you tasted it. One thing that was a big struggle for me is one particular soup that they serve with tuwo, and that is the okra soup. So that was very difficult for me because we are not used to something slimy. You'll literally grab the soup and it will come and drag up to your mouth. But whenever I get served that soup, though I don't like it, though it's unappetizing for me, I still swallow my tongue and take a little. And you'll see, because of it, you'll be able to build relationships better, get to know your Nigerian colleagues better, and just experience the culture in a way that other people will not be able to experience. So those are just my 5 or 6 rather taboo things about Nigeria, which I noticed from an outside perspective coming in as a foreigner. I'm sure there's many others, but those are the ones that I've just noticed. If you want to see any more videos, comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you notice anything taboo in Nigeria, make sure you also comment the things that are taboo within your own tribe. And yeah, let's see where this conversation can go to. Thank you for now. See you next time.